Hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. First of all, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that has subscribed over the last day, or like 2 days I think, because I have jumped pretty much 1,000 subscribers since Sunday night I think. That kind of number is fucking mental to me, it's mad. So to anybody that is new to the channel, thank you very much for joining. I hope that you enjoy my videos or the shite that I upload. To all the newcomers, I want to say, first of all, the comment section under my videos is a pretty lively place. There's usually a good few comments. People love interacting with each other. There's always conversations going on. So to all the newcomers, I just want to let you guys know that I won't stand for any bullying or any nasty comments towards others. I love seeing a good debate going, like people talking about their different ideas and their thoughts about the episode. I love watching people interact with each other, but nastiness, mean comments or stupid shit like kill yourself and stuff like that, those comments, they're not going to fly on my channel. So just remember to be polite to each other, because this is a place for Walking Dead fans. Obviously it's a place where all different opinions are welcome, all different views are welcome. I love hearing people's opinions, no matter how different they are. The different they are, the better. Do you know what I mean? So I just wanted to say that real quick to you guys. Alright, so now let's talk about the episode, shall we? Now, my reaction video was the first time that I watched the episode. To you guys who have been with my channel for a while, you know that I don't watch an episode before I react to it, because, like I've said before, that's just stupid shit. If you're reacting to something, it should be for the first time. So that was my first viewing of the episode, and sweet Jesus, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know what to expect. My emotions were all over the place. I was trying so fucking hard not to cry that my eyes were blurry, and when your eyes blur up, all you can think about is, oh, my eyes are blurry, I can't see the screen. So that kind of impacted my viewing of the episode or whatever. But yeah, there were a few things that I didn't pick up on the first time round, because it was my first time watching the episode. So to everyone in the comments that was pointing out like, oh my god, you didn't notice this, you didn't notice that. Well yeah, because it was my first time viewing the episode. For a lot of people that comment, you guys have already seen the episode. You might have already seen it more than once. You will have watched other reaction videos. You will have read smart comments under other people's reaction videos. So you'd have a lot more knowledge than I did while I was recording that video. Do you know what I mean? So yes, I didn't pick up on every minute detail. But I've since watched it 3 times, and yeah, I put myself through hell like that because I love this show. 3 fucking times I had to watch that gruesome scene. Something that a lot of you guys are pointing out was the fact that Sasha looked pregnant at the dinner table at the end of the episode. Now I've rewatched it a few times and I don't know, I didn't really see that, and I've been looking at her belly. She doesn't look really pregnant. I mean, she might be. They might have been hinting at the fact that she might have been pregnant, but she wasn't like ready to fucking pop, obvious like. So now if she had been pregnant during that scene, it would have made that scene all the more heartbreaking, because they were all happy and sitting down and safe, and she'd have been having a baby. Something I loved a lot about the episode was the scene with Carl and Rick and Negan and the cutting off the hand thing. I loved that scene because I didn't expect it to play out as it did. When we saw Rick being dragged into the RV, I thought, oh man, they're going to cut off his hand, and then it didn't happen. So I thought, okay, they're not going to cut off his hand. And then when the Carl thing happened, I was like, they're going to cut his hand off? And a lot of people are saying that the fact that Negan stopped Rick and that Rick didn't have to do it, it ruined the scene. Personally, I don't think so. I think that was just Negan demonstrating what he can do and what he's capable of. It was Negan very much playing God and saying like, I can make you do anything, I pull your strings. So I think the fact that he stopped Rick was just as powerful as him not stopping him, because it was Negan's way of saying, I can make you do terrible shit, but I can also make life easier for you in a way if you work with me. So I really loved that. But my favourite part about that scene was Michonne. Michonne spoke up to Negan and tried to say like, no, we get it, you know, we get it. She tried to halt him, to try to save Carl's arm and to try and stop the situation from happening. And honestly, that just made me love her character even fucking more, because with Rick kind of didn't speak to Negan really. Do you know, he was so shocked throughout the whole episode, and Negan kept repeating himself like, you speak when you're spoken to, like, and he smacked him across the face. But Michonne willingly spoke up and addressed Negan. Phone? Okay, for fuck's sake, shut up, will you? So her speaking up and addressing him and looking him in the eye, it showed incredible bravery on her part. And it just showed how much she loves Carl as well, and how much she loves Rick, and that she's very much part of their family. Somebody pointed out that Carl was there for Maggie in a very similar way to when Maggie was there for Carl when Laurie died, and they discussed that a little bit on the Talking Dead as well. That scene when we see Carl kind of put his arms around Maggie and hug her, oh my god, and it shows how much he's grown as well. Carl, back when it started, was like, he was that annoying little shit that always went missing. I mean, he inadvertently caused Dale's death, which had me vicious for like ever. And then he went through that kind of weird rebellious stage where he was like, nobody gets me, I'm gonna shoot this guy because I'm pissed and because I don't trust anyone. But we've really seen him grow so much. Even when he said to Rick, do it, like about cutting off his hand, that child has seen and done pretty much everything. I think his growth has been so incredible. He's not a kid anymore. I'm so interested to see where his character goes from here in season 7. Whether you like his character or not, you have to commend him on being such a fucking grown-up about the whole situation. Another scene that I really enjoyed was the scene where Rick was just lying on top of the RV with the axe next to him. That scene, for some reason, it reminded me of in season 1 when Rick was underneath the tank in Atlanta, and then he got inside the tank and, you know, he met Glenn and Glenn saved his ass. But that scene, it did really remind me of it because, you know, he was on top of a vehicle with walkers all around him and he seemed really lost and hopeless. And when he was underneath the tank in Atlanta, it was the same kind of mood and the feeling, except Glenn saved him from that situation. So that, it did just kind of take me back to season 1. And like... Now another thing that I do want to talk about is Daryl. You guys know Daryl is my favourite character from the show. I fucking love the bones of him. I think he's an awesome character. Norman's a great actor. His little outburst, it really did anger me. Again, it was my first viewing of the episode. Like, my emotions just were fucked up. I didn't know what was going to happen. So when Daryl rushed forward, I was just like, well, you fucked shit up. Well done, Dixon. And everyone, the comment section is kind of split down the middle. It's split between people yelling at me, saying, Daryl didn't cause Glenn's death. And then there's another side that are like, fuck Daryl, he killed Glenn. Now, since I've had time to watch the episode properly and think about it and just mull over that scene. In the finale of season 6, yeah, Glenn rushes out of line to try to get to Maggie. Negan fucking smacks him back into line and he tells him, you know, the first one's free, it's an emotional moment, okay, but that kind of shit's not going to fly. So when Daryl lashed out at Negan and hit Negan, I think the reason Negan picked Glenn after that was because Glenn had already acted out. Glenn had already avoided punishment. He was already on Negan's radar. So once Daryl lashed out, Negan was like, right, I'm going to punish you by killing him because he already fucked up. Another point I want to make on that is when Negan was standing in front of Rosita, he was taunting her. He was taunting her with Lucille. He was trying to make her look at Abraham's blood, and Rosita, I really did feel for her in that moment. But Rosita was not going to look at it. And that was disobeying Negan. Negan was standing in front of her, giving her an order, and she wasn't following. And you could see he was really starting to get angry with her. So even if Daryl hadn't intervened, I reckon he would have killed someone anyway because Rosita was just blatantly ignoring him. And I think Daryl saw this, and Daryl's a very loyal character. He's a very selfless man. He rushed forward and hit Negan. Now he probably didn't, he without a doubt didn't think it through. But if Daryl had known, if I do this, he's going to kill Glenn, Daryl wouldn't have moved. He would not have moved his ass from that bit of ground. Daryl probably expected, look, worst comes to worst, he'll fucking kill me for lashing out, but whatever, because Rosita and everyone else will be fine. That's kind of what I take from that scene, that all Daryl was trying to do was get Negan to leave Rosita the fuck alone. If Daryl had known that that he was going to kill Glenn, he never would have done it. And I think everybody who watches the show knows that. So people that are like, Daryl's stupid and he's selfish and he's this and he's that. Yeah, I was yelling all of that stuff at the screen. You guys know I was screaming bloody murder at him. But there is no way he could have known that would have happened. There's no way. And now he's been fucking taken captive by Negan and he's going to be eaten alive by guilt. I think it really is going to destroy him. I think that is what's going to break him. I don't even think he needs torture. I don't think he needs people to fuck with his head the way Negan has done with Rick. Killing Glenn and having to live with the fact that it is partially your fault that Maggie is now heartbroken and fucked up and Glenn is gone. That's going to ruin him without a fucking shadow of a doubt. So that was just my views on Daryl. Yeah, I still love his character, I do, and I feel bad for him in a way that I never have before, ever. because I wouldn't be able to live with the guilt of that. If I was in his situation, I would be thinking, that's my fault. I caused that. I caused his death. And it would absolutely fucking destroy me. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. So I feel bad for him, but I can admit when a character that I like has slipped up. But what I'm trying to say is, yes, he did slip up, but something would have happened anyway regardless, because Rosita wasn't following Negan's orders. Negan would have done something anyway. So that's my points on that. Yeah, to all the people that are saying that the multiple Lucine death scenes were simple to understand, again, it was my first time viewing the fucking episode. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I did state in the episode, oh yeah, Rick is just imagining that this is what could have happened, okay. So, you know, to the people that are yelling at me, chill, I get it. I want to talk about the actual filming of it, because I think that is what made, I think that's part of what made the episode as strong as it was. In my opinion, this episode is in my top 5 favourites of The Walking Dead ever, if not maybe even in my top 3. Honestly, I think that keeping the entire episode centred around that Lucille scene and keeping it centred around that scenery and that setting, it was the best thing that Greg Nicotero could have done, without a doubt. Because in The Walking Dead, typically, you have like, you'll get a few shots of like, just say Alexandria, but then it might jump to some other storyline somewhere else, like somebody might be out on a run or fucking something like that. So you're seeing a few multiple different scenes and different sets and different characters, but I think by keeping it confined to just the Negan scene, I mean they only really left that patch of land when Negan brought Rick out on that drive. So to keep it confined that much, it just added to the intenseness and the seriousness of that episode, and the shots, the angles, everything about it was fucking amazing. I knew it. I said it in my reaction video. I fucking knew it. Greg Nicotero was going to just do a wonderful job with directing that episode, and he did. And I'm delighted that he's directing next week's episode as well. I think he understands the show, and I think he understands the fans in a way that no other director on the show does. Greg puts in very personal touches, and he puts in throwbacks every now and again, and he puts in things that not many people would pick up on, but he still includes them for the few that will pick up on them, if you get what I mean. How many fucking times have I said if you get what I mean during this video? So those are just my views on the episode, because there's a lot of comments under my reaction video, and I will try and answer them all, but there's an awful lot, so I wanted to make a video just kind of saying what I thought about it. I did think that the death scenes were appropriate, putting it bluntly. A lot of people have been saying it was too vicious, it was too violent, it should have been shown on TV. It was on at an hour when families are watching. Listen here, if The Walking Dead is on the fucking telly and you think it's okay to leave it on for family time, you clearly don't know the fucking show. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I have a 12-year-old brother. There's no way I'd let him watch that, because I think it's too much. I think it is too in your face and it's too intense. But it's not for kids, it's not for family time, it's for fans of the show and for horror, and it's for fans of The Walking Dead. And I think that they kept so closely to the comics that it was spectacular, but they upped it a little bit as well. Like, I loved that they kept Negan's lines pretty much word for word as they were from the comic for those scenes. I loved that they included Glenn's eye. Oh my god, it was pretty much identical to the frame in the comic. Seeing all that blood, seeing all that, you know, violence, and even the sounds of Lucille hitting Glenn and Abraham, it actually made me feel sick, but it was the right thing to do. If they had downplayed it, if they had been like, oh, look, I'm picking Abraham, and then if the camera had, like, I don't know, stayed in Abraham's point of view and you never got to see Abraham smashed on the floor, or you never saw it happen, it wouldn't have had the same impact. It was so brutal and it was so vicious that it cut a lot deeper than if they had made it a PG scene or whatever. But that's just my opinion. Everyone's totally entitled to their opinion. There are a lot of people saying that it was too much for TV. The show is a violent show. It's about fucking walkers and zombies and death and fucking seriously fucked up shit. So compared to other things that we have seen, for example Terminus, in comparison to those kind of things, I don't think it was all that shocking. But I think they did a fantastic job with how it was shown. Yes, I picked up on the peace sign that Abraham flashed Sasha. That destroyed my soul a little bit. And Glenn's last words to Maggie. Oh my god. As I said in my reaction video, I think The acting was out of this world in this episode, and personally I think Rick and Negan stole the show. Andy and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, their acting, like, I have never seen anything so realistic in my life. There were moments while I was watching it that you'd forget it was a fucking show. You would totally forget that they're acting and it's not real. As you're watching it, like, you see Rick broken, crying on the fucking ground, you forget that this isn't real. You think, oh my god, this man is shattered on the fucking ground. Jeffrey Dean Morgan for me stole the show completely for that episode. The charisma, the fucking fucked up humour, like when he's driving the RV and the walker smashes against the windscreen, he goes, remind you of anyone you know. I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, what? The outrageousness of that comment, I just couldn't help it. I think he's doing an amazing job of bringing Negan to life. He seems to really get who Negan is. Do you know the way sometimes when somebody steps into the role of a character, it takes them a few episodes or a few seasons even to understand the role and to really connect with the character? Jeffrey gets Negan. He already gets him and he knows him. But I think all the actors did an absolutely outstanding job on this episode. I can't imagine it was an easy scene to film at all, or an easy episode to film, and they did very, very well. I just hope that they get the recognition they deserve for this episode, because they do deserve all of the awards. They deserve every fucking award. And to all the people that are giving out about people liking Negan, that's the kind of character he is. He is the kind of character that you hate to love. Yeah, he's worse than the governor, but you can't help but love him because he has that sarcasm. He has that weird, fucked up side to him that you kind of laugh at and you go, oh my god, this guy's fucking loopy. And there have been comments on my page, on my channel, that are like, oh my god, why do all the women love Negan? It isn't just women, dude. Most people love Negan. Whether you like to admit it or not, most people that have read the comics or that even just watched the finale and the premiere, most people would have laughed at him or would have thought, Jesus, he's a right character, isn't he? But again, everybody will have different opinions. If you totally hate him, I mean, after what he did to Glenn and Abraham, that's understandable. But I think he's going to steal the show for season 7, and I think he's going to be one of my favourite factors about this season. I mean, already he is one of my favourite things about season 7. Which I feel so bad about saying because of Glenn and Abraham. I feel like I should hate him and I should be like, nah, fuck him, he's a stupid character. But I can't. I can't say that kind of shit because he's a fantastically written character. Jeffrey is doing an amazing job of portraying him and bringing him to life on screen. And I can't hate him. I can't, so I've just given up. I'm like, yeah, okay. I can't wait to see how everybody deals with the deaths. What kind of a knock-on effect it's going to have throughout the season. I can't wait. I thought it was a fucking explosive start to season 7 and it set the tone for the rest of the season. And I am fucking ready! So to everybody that has joined my channel, thank you so much. If this is the first video that you're watching apart from my reaction, if this is the first like talky video that you've seen of mine, I hope you enjoyed it, you guys. I upload reaction videos for The Walking Dead every Monday, and for all of you guys that keep asking me when is it going to be up, like you did this Monday, my reaction videos are posted late on a Monday evening, my time. I'm from Ireland, I'm Irish. I usually post my reaction videos around 9 o'clock in the evening, my time. I have no idea what time that is where you guys are from, but that is when I post them, and it will be around the same time every single week. I also post other videos throughout the week, random videos that you guys will hopefully enjoy and get used to and look forward to. But if you don't, and if you're only here for the reactions, I still appreciate that. I appreciate the fuck out of all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for pretty much the group therapy that was going on in the comment section of the reaction video. Everyone was just getting together and they were like, it's okay, I'm fucked up too after that. I loved that. I loved that sense of community that was going on. So I love you guys very, very much. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you all on Friday.